Okay, we're at Bulova's booth here at Windup. We are with the Bulova historian, Carl Rosen, and he's going to walk us through some of their heritage watches. Thank you for joining us and showing us some watches.
Thank you for letting me share. These are not really my children, these are my grandchildren.
All right.
They're based upon a lot of the historical design. We've created an archive at Bulova in a museum, and it's nice to see that we're using that to inspire new products relevant to today's consumer. So first I'm going to show you the new collection of the Jetstar. Jetstar was originally from the 1972-1973 era. And what we did is use them as inspiration. So let me take first the butterscotch version. What we did is we went to the elements of the Jetstar from the original 70s and used those elements. Like here is the dial of butterscotch color, and the finish is really like a dégradé dial with very unique, distinctive markers. Really looks great on. So at the show, this has been extremely popular. The watch really comes off as contemporary, but that more low color dial really gives it a little bit of a pop, and the markers again are really very, very distinctive. At the show also we're offering the Complecto limited edition, I think 100 pieces. This too is with that dégradé gray dial, just very distinctive. And to me, when I wear a watch, it's like a piece of history on the wrist. It's not just something for me now, but I know that it has a legacy behind it. Speaking of legacy, we have a watch that was designed in about 1958. It's called the Milk Ship. It may look like a watch that you've seen that was executed back then. Bulova designed it, went to prototypes, but never produced it until a couple of years ago. Designed for what basically the Navy SEALs, to the specifications that they had, which is why it has a unique 16mm lock. Down to the 50 fathom level, you can see that it had a crown that has a dome on it, so that compression would not impact the quality of the watch. One thing also unique was this has a push-down bezel, so in order to rotate the bezel, you have to push it down, so it gives an added sense of security for the person who's diving. We're also proud to reintroduce the Lunar Pilot. In this version, it's white with a sapphire blue accent. This is true to the size of the original that went to the moon and went on different space expeditions. Joseph Bulova, our founder, was very important to the whole history, dating back to 1875. And to give him some honor, we came out with the Joseph Bulova collection. This is based upon designs usually from the 40s or the 50s, very classic, sophisticated looks. We looked at the shape of the cases, we looked at the different finishes on the dial, we looked at various fonts. So this is extremely popular at Windup today, this particular version with a white dial with very distinctive numbers. Another watch that's gotten a lot of attention today is the partner meter. And a lot of people came in saying, oh, I've seen that online, I really want to see what it was. It was issued by Bulova originally in about 1971 for about 1 year, and it was designed, consumers called it the parsometer because it looked like a parsometer. But it really was a standard movement that was rotated 90 degrees so that the pushers were on the top of the watch. This year we're also introducing a GMT automatic movement of the Devil Diver. Devil Diver came out in the 1970s. People understand the original had a very distinctive orange style used for diving. It was water resistant to 666 feet. So it's consumers that gave the name Devil Diver to the watch, not Bulova. But some of the consumers really didn't want to wear 666 on their wrist, so Bulova ultimately changed it to 200-meter water resistance on the dial. So the versions that we have here is sort of in a Pepsi dial, a Pepsi bezel. We also have in a really nice black and white, where the dial is fully luminescent as well as the dial markers.
I call that one the Stormtrooper.
Okay.
Because I had that, I reviewed this one on my channel. I call it the Stormtrooper. Yeah. I really love the color, and that's a fully lumed dial, which is amazing. Very bright.
And this one in a gold tone actually has like a chocolate-colored bezel, and a lot of people have been trying this on. Bulova has a collaboration with Frank Sinatra. People may not realize, or the state of Frank Sinatra, but the relationship dated back to 1950 when Bulova sponsor the Bulova Hour, also called the Frank Sinatra Show. And it's very interesting in the archive. I have old footage of the ads and the shows themselves where he's talking about Bulova. So we've come out with a collection of Frank Sinatra, and you'll notice that it has a fedora F12, which is his signature hat. One thing also, Bulova's been making pocket watches since the 1920s. So this year we've come out with an automatic pocket watch, full skeletonized, and it's amazing how many young people are picking this up and taking a look at it.
I really like the clip to is the tuning fork, which is awesome little touch on there. Yeah. That looks fantastic.
So, what I say is about Bulova, every detail is a design decision. So you'll notice not only in the hands of the dials, but I should say in the clip here, it's just an added touch.
Right. Right. So listen, I mean, I love everything you guys do. Bulova, one of my favorite brands, and I've featured most of these watches on my channel. And then, of course, I own a Mill Ships in the limited edition form. Lunar Pilot I've owned, and this is a great watch, the new limited edition that you guys are doing with Complecto. Really love the dial on that. And of course, the new GMTs, fantastic. Real diving GMTs, which, you know, is not an extremely common watch that you can find these days, and an affordable price. It's a true GMT with a traveler's function, so which is great. Carl, thank you so much for showing us these, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you for letting me share. And what's heartening to me is to see so many people that are passionate about the brand, and when I pick something up, they say, I've seen that online, I really want to see it, feel it, touch it, and see how it looks on my wrist. That's why Windup is such a great opportunity to get hands-on with the brand. So and it puts me in touch with the consumers too, so it's great feedback for us. Excellent. Thanks so much.